We are joined today by Mr. Kamal Bahadur Purja, a retired Gurkha and currently working in Southampton and Hampshire as a social worker, interpreter and a translator for the Nepalese people. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. May I thank you, yourself, and then One Community. Thank you so much for inviting me and then allow me to express my life history. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Where were you born and where did you grow up?
I born in Nepal, west of Nepal, our district called Magdi. And then my village is Dana village, where I born. So Dana village.
And you grew up there?
I grew up there, sir.
Tell us a little bit about growing up there, your family, siblings.
We had a tough life. Village life is very tough because in our time we didn't have any electricity, no road. So from my village to come to town, to the where we can get the bus, is 3 days walking. So wow. 3 days you have to walk in our time. So it was tough life, but very joyful life. The village people very honesty, very helpful, and very kind and very thoughtful people.
Yes.
And we help each other. So it's wonderful to grow as a village boy. As I said, we know we had a tough life, but then, you're looking at other children as well, other family, other people, and full of joy. And sometime, we will have a sorrow and pain, but we pull together as a community.
So you grew up quite close-knit to your family, your relatives,
yes, sir.
And neighbors around as well?
Yes, sir. In the village, we'll have an uncle, auntie, and obviously in father's side and mother's side as well, and so on. So we have got lots of relatives live in the village, and then surrounded village also. So like a festive system, festive time, they will invite us,
yes.
And then we go to another village. They come to our village as well. Yes, sir.
It sounds interesting, Kamal. And 3 days journey to the town.
Yes, sir.
Would that be a time for shopping, or would that just be to sell or
shopping? We call Tatopani, which is hot stream. The natural hot stream comes from the earth. So we go to Tatopani, 2 hours, about 3 hours walking. So we do normal shopping like rice or whatever necessary, salt, oil you need to buy. But then I'm talking about 3 days walking in Pokhara, which is very popular place in Nepal, full of lake, and then surrounding by Himalayas.
Okay.
So you can see full of Himalayas from Pokhara, so where you can get transport. Yes.
So where did you go to school? Tell us a little bit about that.
I went to school Dana village, Sri Gyan Prakash Madhyamik Vidyalaya Dana. In our time, children very rare to go to school because poverty and there is not enough teacher and so on. And also we have got lots of landslides and also, the family issue and so on. And somebody cannot afford to send the school. In our time, everything has to provide by family, pay by parents. So thanks God, touchwood, my parent managed to send me Dana school. Not only me, we have got 4 brothers and 1 sister. So 3 brothers managed to go to Dana school. And my older brother Ganga, also he joined in the Gurkhas as well, so we'll come to later these things. And then Jit, my second older, then me, my name is Kamal Bahadur Purja, then Nimsdai, popular names, Nimsdai, my younger brother, Nirmal Purja and Anita Purja. We all born in Dana. 3 brothers we grew up Dana, but 2, Nirmal and then Anita, grew up near Indian border side, place called Naranghat, Chittagong.
So you went to school in the same place you were born?
Yes, sir.
Is what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. And how was that? How was school? Until what age did you stay in school?
Until I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I was in school. Then I became a teacher as well. I teach 6 months. Then the hill officer came and then I joined in the Gurkhas.
And what age was that?
That was, I was reaching, I was 16, but we have to say 18. So,
I see.
Yeah, 18.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So that's where and so was it you alone who, from your family, joined at that time?
No, my elder Gurkha, Ganga Bahadur Parja, he already joined in the Gurkhas.
Okay.
He was second Gurkha Rifle. And my father, also Indian Gurkha as well. So my father, Nanda Bahadur Parja, also he was first third Gurkha Rifle in India.
Tell us a little bit about what they did.
My father was Indian Gurkhas, obviously serving in India, supporting family from India, sending money to our education and so and so. My mother looking after our field, our land. She's doing as a farming. My mother was village leader, ladies, especially ladies issue. There will be, ladies, abuse and things like that. Where nobody speak out because in Nepal, I think that continent's manpower, so obviously domesticated violent kind of things, and as I say, overuse and so on. So where my mom comes said, actually, we're all human being and we are equal, and she's putting voice for lady.
Oh, I see. And was that sort of voluntary, or did she?
All voluntary basis.
Okay.
All voluntary basis. Right.
Yes. So that kind of tradition is strong in your family as well.
Yes, sir.
I mean, at the beginning you said
yes, sir.
You also do voluntary work here.
Yes, sir.
But tell us a little bit more about what you did as well. So you did teaching at 16.
Yes, sir.
And you joined the Gurkhas.
Yes, sir.
And where did that take you?
I joined in the Gurkhas back in 89, by 9. But before I start that, if I go to bliss life, in our time also money is very, very rare case to see in the village, and very precious for us to see the money. And all village people work together to help. Like if I have to build the house, all village people come to build the house, to the help.
Wonderful.
We don't have to pay. And then if somebody has got problem, they will go their house and they build the house. So, living that environment, growing that, and I have seen my father and other Gurkhas, at that time Indian Gurkhas and then British Gurkha. So one day I want to be one of them. I want to join in the Gurkhas, because they will bring money, gold, and so on, and their life is much better than village people. So, back in 89, I was teaching at the school, and the hill selection officer came, so we have to go to another village to join. From there, hill selection officer select me. Then another process, you have to go to district, which is lieutenant or captain will become, and then select you again. Then he will give you the ticket to come to Pokhara, where is, as I said already, 3 days walking.
Okay.
So I walked 3 days to come to Pokhara camp, British Gurkha headquarters in Pokhara. So where all over the Nepal youngster will be there to compete each other to join in the Brigade of Gurkhas. So I did that back in 89, and I selected as a Gurkhas. So that time we came to Hong Kong, and then our training depot was in Hong Kong. And young lad, when we came to Hong Kong, I was, wow, Hong Kong is a magnificent, beautiful country to visit.
Yeah.
And even night time, you can see in the forest there is light. In our village there is no electricity, no light, and then, wow, even forest can light. It was kind of wow, So then the training takes you your journey, and then you have to, as a civilian, you have to become an army, and then you have to respect your seniority, and you have got instructor, and then sergeant, and then lieutenant and captain, and so on. They will teach you, which is become a better soldier and good soldier. So yes.
So tell me a little bit about that. You were teaching, you joined the Gurkha,
yes, sir.
And in that tough competition,
yes, sir.
You succeeded.
Yes, sir.
Did you go straight away to Hong Kong?
Yes,
or
sir.
Did you have to go back to the village life and then?
once from Pokhara they select, you are not allowed to go back to village.
Oh, I see.
That's it. You have that time none of my relative lived in Pokhara.
Right.
So only my friend, my intake who lives around area, their family came to say goodbye, because that time our family couldn't come because 3 days walking. So we are kind of tearful to say goodbye to Nepal. So we cannot go back. So there and then you select it, and then they will give you army clothes, and then you will shave your head, and they will give you woolly head and so on, and then you promise Korean country, and then they will bring the Kathmandu, where is another headquarter. From Kathmandu they will arrange to flight. That time Nepalese Airlines was flying, so we fly Nepalese Airlines to come to Hong Kong, sir.
Tell us a little bit more about that journey. When did you leave Nepal?
Yeah, back in 89, because in our family, not our family, most of family in Nepal were joint family. We all lived together. When we are younger, our parent, our elder look after us. Then when we grow up, we finding way out to how do I pay back to my parent, to our elder, what they did for me. So I was thinking in my mind, what shall I do? Shall I join in the Gurkhas? And there is any opportunity? Only opportunity I can see is join the Gurkhas. So I had to join in the Gurkhas, sir, and back in 89, and then obviously that took me to Hong Kong. And then UK, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So, and that completed the journey for
Yes,
you.
sir.
So you're describing quite a ritual of family respect.
Yes, sir.
Elder respect. Is
Yes.
that what you would say?
Yes, sir. Family respect, ritual respect, yeah, whatever you call it, because I think that's very value, very important.
Yes.
We wanted to keep maintenance that, because often being here now, I learn lots of our elder. They suffer. They don't have anybody to look after. Care homes, as you know, chaos situation. But back home and still here in UK, we look after our elder. We take in the hospital voluntarily or whatever necessary they need. We will fulfill our elder. So that's our responsibility. That's what. So when you give somebody something, you feel happy in your mind and your heart. If you're taking something, you feel uncomfortable, unhappy, because you feel, oh, I have taken that particular this, So giving, I have taught, give, not to take. So since our childhood, to give, not to take. So even though in our childhood you cannot do anything, you have to take, because mom and dad has to look after you, send you to school, you don't have money and so on. But then growing, growing age, every children has that hope to one day I will pay back to my elder, my village and so on. Yes, sir.
Very interesting.
Yes, sir.
What an interesting story so far, Kamal. And tell us, what are your most vivid memories of your home?
Helping to the other people. Since childhood, as I said, somebody, in the village, they're trying to build their house. The village people all gather and go and help them. That never going to take away. No matter you have got money or not, but you don't have to pay anything for the village people. And money is very rare. So that team effort, teamwork, never. And as a joining the Gurkhas, teamwork and team effort, and then everywhere you're civil sector or whatever, you need a teamwork. So I learn, and that never go away with me, and that vivid memory, of the village I always carry. Yes, sir.
Are these your last memories of home?
There is a lot, sir. There is many memory. Since people move from village went to town, from town to more privileged town, and then come to Hong Kong, come to UK, and all over the place. My village people live, but they have thought of village. So back in 2011. We, as a Magdi district and Magdi Overseas Nepali Association, when I was president, we as a charity as well. So we managed to buy 3 ambulance and off-road ambulance. So we took 3 ambulance back to village.
Fantastic.
So that was the biggest, memory I have as well, sir.
So that was in 2011.
2011,
when
sir.
you worked in the charity organization.
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir.
And off-road vehicles.
Off-road vehicles,
Wow.
3 ambulance we took back.
And that's to
village.
your village and the surrounding area.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
So as a service, you're able to provide that.
Exactly, sir. Because those days, those people who cut the tree or fell over the tree, or if a lady had any problem, a lady issue, or when they wanted to what do you call it, the labor time, we didn't have that facility at all, sir.
You mean giving birth?
Giving birth,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So you would
no
have
labor.
a midwife.
Exactly. We didn't have any midwife at all in the village.
right.
They have to give a birth at home. We all born at home, sir. No
I
facility,
see.
no transport. But that's every people who live abroad, all over the world. They think we need to contribute something to our village to make sure that ambulance take to a place to give a birth,
Right.
and so on. So that's the biggest memory I have got, sir. Yeah, I mean, people never forget, what that village has given, that district has given to the people.
And so it's really interesting. So, and given that value back, so where would they go, just by way of interest? So now that the ambulances are there in your
Yes,
village
sir.
area,
Yes, sir.
how far would they have to go to? Is it a health center, a hospital?
We have got health post.
Okay.
So one health post is Tatopani on my area. So another health post is district Beni, and then another health post is Singa Tatopani. So 3 health post area we give ambulance. So anything happen that area, the people will come to the Tatopani or Beni or Singa Tatopani, and then they will take wherever necessary they need to take those, maybe Pokhara, maybe Kathmandu, or maybe there and then they can treat in the Beni. So all depend on, sir. Yeah.
And within a local area?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So within the local area, what's the distance, for example? Just give us an idea.
Those days, from at least 2 hours walking.
But with the ambulance, that
Yes,
would be
sir.
what?
To
an hour?
ambulance from Tatopani to there, about 1.5 hours, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. 1.5 hours.
So off-road vehicles.
Off-road vehicle.
And today, as far as you know, it's still operating?
Still operating, sir.
Wonderful.
It's still operating. We don't have like a pitch like what we have here in UK and other. So we have got gravel road.
Yes.
But still they manage to use. Yes, sir.
Kamal, it sounds incredible.
Thank you, sir.
I know we're just doing this, a short
Yes, sir.
insight into your journey, but
Yes,
it's
sir.
incredible, Kamal. Do you feel that level of pride? Because what you're describing so far is this culture of giving.
Yes, sir.
The community within that you grew up
Yes,
in the
sir.
school, and you even gave back when you were 16.
Yeah.
Then you joined the Gurkhas, you're
Yeah.
giving back. It's a constant, and it's almost like symbiotic.
Yes,
is what
sir.
you're describing. I mean, would you agree with that? It's
Yes, sir. But I don't think, how do you put? You do feel happy, but I think you haven't done anything at all. You feel when you go out there to see the people, the amount of respect and love and care they give you.
yes.
So you don't feel 3 ambulance nothing. For we have done what they do. I mean, barefoot and. They don't have anything to eat today or tonight or whatever they have got, they offer you to feed you there, and then just you feel humble and just you haven't done anything, so you want to do more to people. Yes, sir.
And that's what I was going to say as well. You took the words from my mouth. Sort of a humbling experience,
Yes,
humble
sir.
beginnings, but
Yes,
that
sir.
giving back is that humility and
Yes, sir.
respect is what I'm getting. And
Yes, sir.
I think everybody listening to this,
Yes, sir.
I think they would be getting that as well. So
Thank you,
it
sir.
does come across. Tell us, Kamal, about the travel journey to Southampton from your home country. So give us that
Yes, sir.
journey.
Back in 89, young Gurkhas, I came to Hong Kong. I did 6-month training because that time first Gulf War started. So supposed to be 9-month or year training, but our training was very short and very, very rush as well. You have to be hurry. Whatever you do, you have to be fast, movement you have to do. So 6-month training, then you have got three choice, which regiment do you want to go? So I choose 1st Gurkha Rifle, 2nd Gurkha Rifle, because whichever regiment here in UK, people want to come to UK.
Okay.
Because at that time, there wasn't equal pay for the Gurkhas and wider British Army.
Right.
So those Gurkha who live in Hong Kong, they get low pay. But those Gurkha who came to UK will get high pay. So I wanted to come to UK. And I chose the UK 1st, 2nd Gurkha Rifle. But my brother, my elder brother, Ganga Bahadur Purja, he was 2nd Gurkha Rifle. I could have choose to go to 2nd Gurkha Rifle. They were in Hong Kong. But I chose to come to 1st, 2nd year in UK. Mm-hmm. That time my regiment were in Chachkukam in Fleet. And that was back in 90.
So hold on. So Fleet as in Hampshire?
Hampshire, yes, sir.
That's where your base was?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Hampshire Fleet, nearby Aldershot and Farnborough.
Yes, that's...
Yes, sir. And then back in 90, we came to UK about July time. The 1st Royal Irish Regiment had a SWAT, B Company SWAT. The British soldiers joined in the army and they just left. So they need a reinforcement. So 1st, 2nd Gurkha, my regiment B Company, we went to support the 1st Royal Irish in War Minister.
Okay.
Yes, sir, in July 1990, yes, sir.
So they needed replacement. But they also needed that support.
Yes, sir.
Because they had a exodus of soldiers. Okay,
yes,
interesting.
Sir. And we were in the 1st Royal Irish, we were in the War Minister. Then one of the brigadier was visiting to see us from the Hong Kong. He was in charge of the Brigade of Gurkha. We used to call Colonel of the Chief. Not Colonel of the Chief, Brigade of Gurkhas. We used to call, Brigade of Gurkhas. Mm-hmm. So he was visiting to us. And we have to show a demonstration for him. And then when we were doing obstacle, full kit, I fell down and I injured my back. And still I carry on, I get up and I carry on. I was young, I was enthusiastic, I want to show something. But then 3-4 days later, my lower back was slip because I didn't know that. Then more pain, and then I end up hospital, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. And then I had a lower back operation.
But you were in the UK, and that's
yes,
how you came across here, the journey. I suppose your brother wanted you to be with him in Hong Kong.
Definitely, sir. He was telling me to come to join in my regiment.
Right.
But I said to Dai means brother. Dai, no, I want to go to 1st, 2nd Gurkha Rifle. Yes.
Interesting journey. Tell us a little bit more about your travel journey to Southampton, because you described going to Warminster.
Yes, sir.
Fleet.
Yes, sir.
That would be from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
How did you end up in Southampton? Tell us a little bit more about that journey, and then a little bit of your impressions.
Yes, sir. Then when I was injured, obviously I had to do light duty. Mm-hmm. So they sent me at the Gurkha Museum in Winchester, where I saw about 15 years there.
Okay.
And I love Winchester and then surrounded by area. I love UK. I love Hampshire so very much.
Yes.
And people so friendly, so helpful. And I wanted to buy property in Winchester at that time, and I couldn't afford. I was single, and only I can afford it easily. So I bought the property in Eastleigh, and then obviously I involved with the wider community, and then Southampton is bigger place in Hampshire here, and it's lovely, and especially AWCA, and then other. Our Indian comrade, our friend, has developed a hell of a lot here in Hampshire, and they speak out the people voice as well. So since I retired 2006, I was kind of lonely. I was sad. I was depressed. I want to do something, but what shall I do? Because you thought you are in the army for forever. When you join, few years, when you are not settling, you say, oh, you don't know where is from, what. But once you get to know each other, then you love the job, the people, and you think you are there for forever. We know we're gonna retire one day, but never meant to be. You are always thinking. Then when times comes and you have to retire, then it takes you different journey.
So sorry to cut off. So military life is forever when once you settle in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes.
I see what you're saying.
You think you are there for forever, but no, one day you have to retire. But when you retire, it comes very sad journey, very sad. You don't want to leave the army, you want to there, serve longer. And especially Gurkha not allowed to settle in the UK because of my condition. And then first Gurkha ever retired here in the UK is me and few other Gurkhas, because our treatment not available back home. That's what a consultant doctor said. So the retired life and settling in the Hamsar, what quite a journey for me as well. As I said, I wanted to connect that, I wanted to settle in Winchester because I couldn't afford, and then came to Islay, but I was like back to square, back to recruit again. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know who to contact. So that time, also I wanted to go a little bit about the museum as well. I could not get on with one of my last boss. My retired time, another boss took over from the museum. Yeah. So he's a bit bully, and I cannot get on with him. That's why I, received the depression and so on. But I was thinking in my mind, I think I'm better. I think I'm a better person. I want to do something to prove him. Yeah. I can do something. So retire, dwelling in the state, what to do. So I managed to find out the solution. One English guy kindly asked me, would you like to do interpreter? And I said, yes, sir, please. And that was my start journey. And since I was doing interpreter first time, I met Hamsa County Council Community Development Officer Amanda Lee. And Amanda Lee was living in Fleet, but running a North Hamsa other Nepalese group. So she was doing like dropping center in CAB in Rossmore. Okay. In Fanbro. And where we get lots of Gurkha, because also Gurkha has a two device. One pre-97 they call it. So those people who served before 97, they're allowed to settle in this country. Right. Those people before the elder after, they are not allowed to settle in this country. So that's where Joan Olomli fought for the elder Gurkhas, and all allowed to come to UK, and especially where our barracks in Chauskukam, they know the area, they know the Hamsar area. So most of Gurkha trying to live in the Aldershot in Fanbro. It was kind of hectic. We have got welfare. They could not manage to look after them, and especially our own people also taking advantage of as well, because in back home corruption. If you fill the form something like that, you give a money. But in UK you don't, because we have got here is charitable organization, and then the welfare is free here in UK. You don't pay anything. So we have to send that message to our elder people, and they don't know how to use ETC card, World Bank, how to register GP, like basic things. Since I was working CAB in Fanbro, I learned a lot myself as well, doing interpreter, that lady. And end of 2007, it comes to the Hamsa County Council, that lady, the funding has been run out. And then there's thousand elder Gurkha. How do we leave them? And Amanda, myself, we talk about it, and then we cannot leave these older people just like that. What shall we do? And we formed the group, Nepalese Help. A lady had an idea, so we do that. And I said, wow, what a brilliant idea. So we registered as a charity, 2008. So Nepalese Help. So if you go to www.nepalesehelp.co.uk, that's our another charity. So we helped so very many Gurkhas there, but there is longer history. And top of that, I didn't know that, the Muhammad Mustad and Mos, he was the in charge of that department. I didn't know that. So later, Mos also involved a hell of a lot.
Sorry, is that Mr. Moss?
Yes, sir.
Who's responsible for the Eastleigh
Yes, sir.
Elder Association?
Yes, sir. And not only Eastleigh, Hamsar.
Eastleigh and Hamsar.
Hamsar, yes, sir.
So Kamal, tell us, did that bring you to Eastleigh and Southampton?
Yes.
That's where your base was?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
After forming the charity?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Even I was living in Eastleigh, sir, but I'm working up the north.
Okay,
north of Hamsar. North of Hamsar, which is Mother Suma Nepalese Help Group. I'm helping there, sir.
Yeah.
Then 2008, again, I was thinking, I'm doing there. How about those people who live in Eastleigh and Southampton? So we formed another group called Eastleigh Gurkha Nepalese Association, also part of charity as well, sir. So we have got Eastleigh Gurkha Nepalese Association still smoothly running, and as well as Mother Suma Nepalese Help as well, sir. So through charity.
So quite a lot is happening for you. Who would you say was your main support in those early days of arriving? Whether that's in Winchester, Eastleigh, or here in Southampton?
Eastleigh, yeah, very, very, very helpful people in Eastleigh, especially councillor and local authority.
Yes.
Very, very helpful. I managed to find out, as I said, Mos Dai, Glenn Davis Dare. This is the people, and I have got Paul, a police officer, also another friend. They are always guiding me. I want to do something, but rule and regulation and so on. Even Gurkha served Queen and country for nearly 209 years, but settling here in UK is the new journey for us. I mean, you go to GP. In the GP, you can see the Urdu, you can see Chinese, you can see so on, but there is no Nepalese alphabet written and things like that. So we have to speak for the people voice as well. Those people who cannot able to speak English, they need an interpreter as well. They need to express what their pain is and so on. So lots of work need to do within that frame. So many other Nepalese organizations are also involved as well, very actively. As I said, to give, not to take. Because when they settle, obviously they have taken, they have asked people help. When they settle, now they are looking out to helping other people. So Nepalese organization in Hamsar, I'm very proud to say they are doing very, very well, sir.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
So Kamal, what I'm hearing as well is that quite a few people who were established here in the UK, working in the City Council, Citizen Advice Bureau, when you retired and you got involved in interpreting,
yes, sir,
a whole new group of people established,
yes, sir,
supported you to take the interpreting and translation service into the wider community.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Tell us your early experience of life in the UK with the food, your job. Tell us what that was like.
Yes, we had only one restaurant, Gurkha restaurant in Aldershot. Because Indian food and then Nepalese is similar, similar food. But still we want to, eat our own food. So even wherever we live, we wanted to go to Aldershot, that Gurkha, Joni Gurkha, the only one restaurant we wanted to go. And we wanted to have a chapati, roti, and things like that. I know where you can find out in Hamsar. You have to go to Southall to get that. In our time, I'm talking about back in 1991, And if you go to Sainsbury, if you go to Asda, you name it, you cannot find chili, nothing at all, spicy stuff. You have to go to Southall. But then later on, when you settle, and many our Indian friend. They already have been settled. They already on the restaurant. They already on the cash and carry. We didn't know that, so we come to that. The learning process. We learn, and then and we didn't have to go to Southall, Southampton. We have to go plenty, our Indian cash and carry, and we didn't know that. So like a kind of signposting, meeting people, and you learn lots, sir. But it's finding chili, spicy stuff, very, very difficult in here in UK. All sweet and then sandwich, things like that. I really didn't like it and start with. Then time went by, you learn, and now we are fine. But that time, yes, very struggle, sir. Yeah.
So quite a lot of learning.
Yes, so very, very learning process.
And tell us a little bit about how did Southampton in those early days play part in that? We have the international shop, you had RAM.
Yes, sir.
So how did you learn about them?
Yes, my friend on the restaurant in Winchester, used to be called Gurkhas.
Okay.
So he and myself used to come. I didn't know. So I was in the army, but he was CB, he was doing business. So I used to come with the global, the cash and carry and so on. So he also businessman, they shake hand and then introduce him and say, because most of, even my friend, my Gurkha didn't know the Southampton exists, huge, the Indian community here, and then they have got this huge market and huge cash and carry here. They didn't know at all. So then I passed the message to other, and then other passed the message to other people, and came to wow, actually we have, and we didn't know we have got one community, 101, the Radio 101. We didn't know that at all. Since we involved with the Mela, Isli Mela, and then we learn about the Radio 101, Mr. Kelly and yourself, and so on. So wonderful what you do, and very proud. And every, things learning process for me and for Gurkhas, who settle here in UK, sir. Because in the army, you do army job, and you're not allowed to, at that time, our time is very, very hard as well, because IRA and kind of things. So even we don't allowed to go to uniform at that time. And then we didn't much integrate with the civilian society at that time, like a horse, put the lagam, like that, because what a senior told us we have to do, not allowed to go out, not stay overnight and kind of things. But then now it has been all improved, vastly improved.
So really, what you're saying is that your experience of the food and the job in those early days were pretty fixed.
Yes, sir.
In the British Army way.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yes, pretty fixed. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And until you retired,
yes, sir,
you weren't sort of part of that civilian community.
Yes,
so the things that are available or were available, you weren't sure.
Exactly.
You weren't part of
yes,
that.
Sir. Also, we have got like how do we say? We have like a device. Those people who officer,
yes,
British and Gurkha officer, like they wanted to, as a, like a normal soldier, they could not approach them because they are high rank.
Right.
And where I'm telling is, when you retire, we're all equal. Even in the army, there's rank, we respect them, but we all equal. Shouldn't be treated, that way. That's the, the voice I wanted to send,
Yes.
You respect, you order, you respect the order, and you do the stuff. But then, because I'm an officer, shouldn't be overused or, abused or things like that. So I'm also speaking about that as well, even though when I was in the army, sir. Yeah.
Kamal, tell us something that you laugh about in those early days.
Yes, we young lad, obviously, were kind of, we obey the rule, and we were kind of the barrier you have to follow. But then when weekend comes, when you have a time, you like to go out and about. So that time I had a friend, a British friend, Nigel and Gary. We used to go downtown in Winchester, but we are very, very innocent but stupid. The one particular time from the top of the Winchester town, we were boozing up the, drinking from the top and then starting going down. And then one of my friends saw the Sainsbury trolley, and then one guy, army friend, he jumping in the the trolley. Then one guy pushed, and then it went on the down, just like that. And then police came, and police saw, and police chasing him. But because we didn't have the consequence of what's going to happen, we just wanted to laugh. But actually it was very serious, So he went bang and fell down. Oh gosh. And then obviously police came, he trying to help as well, and who pulls and blah blah, So we all said, we trying to have a joke, but then he told us up. So that never gonna go away, sir. I think very stupid but very laughable. Yes, sir.
And tell us, since you arrived here, let's look at since you arrived in Winchester, Eastleigh, Southampton.
Yes, sir.
Has much changed here, especially in the city and with you?
Yes, lot changed, sir. Since I arrived here in Winchester and Eastleigh, especially my thanks goes to the Indian community, Sikh community, Chinese community, because what they have done, they fought for the equal right, equal justice, because used to be we had a rivalry, white and black and so on, but now we're not allowed to say that as well. We all equal, no matter whether you white or you're black or you're disabled or you whatever. If somebody beats you, you will get hurt. If somebody cuts you, you will be bleed red. Mm-hmm. So that sense, that sector, and many other things, they have played a part, and they have done wonderfully well. Still so much to do. I think where as a Gurkha and Nepalese organization have been learned from our Indian comrade, and then also the Chinese as well. Good things. What we need to put the voice for people. Because used to be we're scared to talk. Scared to express ourselves.
Yes.
But now actually, Unity 101 saying through the media, we are all equal. No matter whatever race you are from, whatever background you are from, and the kind of voice you can put.
So finding your voice is important, and has changed.
Yes, sir.
A stronger voice.
Yes, sir.
A community voice.
Yes.
Restaurants.
Yes.
Food places.
Yes.
Support for the elderly, the interpreting service that you're working in as a social worker.
Yes, sir.
And so a lot has changed.
Yes.
And what about you personally? What other changes have you noticed?
Yes. Used to be, I was, I think I was, in my thought, I was alone, but actually you are not. There is many people has a similar problem as well. Mm-hmm. But you have to, stick, and then you have to pull through and you move on. You don't never go backwards. You have to learn. You have to adapt that everybody will have a pain, sorrow, but you have to move on. Because I never had a very, very painful life, losing somebody in my lifetime. But 2020, when I lost my mother, I was like, lost for world, lost for everything. But then I have to look at the people. They also lost their parent, their relative. So you have to also, be strong. Actually, your parent passed away, but there is other parents, there's other elder people you need to support. If you stay that way, you will never move on. So you have to help these sort of people. Sector,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
And that journey has helped you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, very much, sir. Yeah.
That mindset has helped you.
Yes,
what
sir.
You're saying
Yeah.
as well. What you're saying is you notice that your mindset has changed as
yes,
well.
Sir. Yeah.
So over the years,
Yes.
and today in Southampton, in
Yeah.
Hampshire,
Yes, sir.
you do a job that involves helping older people and
Yes.
the others.
Yes, sir. I mean, used to be like especially our British friend,
Mm-hmm.
who is live here in white collar. People reject them, they are like a Raj at that time, they are powerful and they, oh no. But actually, I'm telling to my Nepalese people, they are also human beings. They are not like that at all. Go approach them, talk to them. They are wonderful people. I mean, for me, like 24/7, my door is open.
Yes.
You know, they always come to my house, you know, and I go to their house, you know, so bond. There's no different at all. So nobody need to scare with this thing, you know, other color or whatever, you know. Everybody human being, you know, everybody just go and approach and talk to them, and then through the dialect, through the speaking, is through the you know, express. Nobody see inside your heart. You know, you have to speak out. You have to say if you have got problem, and there is people will help. And then in British society and British people are very, very kind people, kind-hearted people.
Would you say that these are some of the changes that you've noticed, the impact of the changes? Just describe that a little bit more for us.
Yeah.
The impact of those changes.
Yeah, because used to be like, for example, our elder people, you know, they couldn't go to GP because they cannot speak, you know, and there is no, you know, help, and there is no support, and they say, oh, they don't help, because they talk to English, and then they talk to Nepali, and then the English person cannot understand Nepali person cannot understand, so there is like a kind of part. Cool. But where we came to in the middle saying, actually, come, they need an interpreter, you know, and then, you know, what the doctor saying is right, and what you're saying also right, but then message hasn't gone through, you know, so we need to kind of reconnect.
So it's breaking down the barrier.
Breaking down the barriers.
And it's helping that communication.
Yes,
is what you're saying. So what you're saying is that the impact,
yes, sir,
has been profound in the community.
Yes.
With the Nepalese population,
yes,
and
sir,
with the British population.
Yes, sir.
And in your job, you've seen the positive effect of bridging that gap.
That's it. Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
And it sounds amazing.
Yes, sir.
It sounds an amazing work. Can you describe your happiest memories about the city since arrival?
How to say? I mean, as I said, we are here to give, not to take. Mm-hmm. But back in 2011, my other charity, the Nepalese Help Mother Sammo, they awarded Queen Award.
Oh, wonderful!
So that's the happiest memory I ever have, sir. Because I never thought I'm gonna get and we are gonna receive that award, you know. And we are not working for the award anyway. We're just helping for people. But somebody there to see us, and then 2008, our charity started. 11, we get the Queen Award from the obviously Queen. So it was so happy memory, sir. Yeah.
And to get that recognition,
yes,
means that you were doing a job,
yes,
that was so important and essential to the community.
Thank you, sir.
So although you don't work for the recognition, you got the recognition because the work was vital.
Thank you, sir.
Quite significant, isn't it, Kamal?
Yes, sir. Yeah. It was. I mean, they invite us to go to the Queen. Invite us to go to the Buckingham Palace. So we went there, and even when I was serving, I never managed to, do the duty there. My other friend did, but for me, because I was injured, I couldn't go. But then went there, seeing Queen and their palace. It was magnificent. So happy, sir. Never mind about the award, but seeing, because I'm a palace. I'm a royalty, so it's lovely, sir. So you never been to heaven, and we don't know what the heaven like, but you feel in your heart, oh, you've been heaven. Wow. Since journey, where I come from, what I did, how do we grow, and then when you are in the forces, what happened, and then retire, and then civil life, what you did, and then recognize from the Her Majesty Queen is. You cannot express how humbling and how happy you
well,
are,
I can
sir.
see that you're overwhelmed right here in the studio.
Thank you, sir.
It's wonderful, Kamal.
Thank you,
sounds good, sounds positive, sounds grounded.
Thank you.
And really adding value to your people, the British society,
yes, sir.
And communication all around. Sounds
yes, sir.
Amazing. If you could speak to yourself arriving in those early days, what would you say you needed to know about the UK?
I mean, as I was telling you already, for the village people coming to UK, meeting this, especially there were barrier, because Gurkha treated differently in the British Army as well, and that's why still the pension, scheme, the fight going on. I wish we could speak what normal British people speak at that time. Then we could express them, who we are, what we wanted to, achieve in Winchester or wherever you live, because our time is Roman Gurkhali, where you have to speak Roman Gurkhali as well. I mean, in the army, all equal, so if you are killable, he's not good. So kind of things in the military, our time. But now, the youngster, everybody has to be educated. Our time also educated as well, physically, field, everything. But then if you are very clever, if you want to do, beyond, but sometimes kept it, that way, they don't want to, you want to be, clever than clever, kind of thing. So they wanted to put it as an army in that way. So they can't abuse anymore. In our time, instructor allowed to beat us and things like that, but not now.
Right.
And even speaking as well, we wanted to go out, meet the friend, but at the time we were not allowed to stay out, to make a friend as well. Our time we are not allowed to marry British lady or any other lady. You have to go back home. All like a kind of tunnel. You are in the tunnel.
And so now that could happen.
Exactly. Now it's all open. But our time is just like a horse, riding a horse kind of thing, just straightforward.
Sure, but coming out of your experience, based on what you're saying,
yes, sir,
that now it's possible because you've laid the foundation.
Yes, sir.
You've made changes.
Yes, sir.
And you're still doing that, Kamal.
Yes, sir. Not enough, sir. Still so much need to do, sir. So much need to do. As I said, my generation will be still suffering. Younger generation will be fine, but my generation, because things I have learned when I reach 60, 70, then I will have the memory issue. Then that time I will need an interpreter, because we have got lots of Gurkha who can able to speak English before, but because there is now dementia and so on, they cannot speak English because only mother language is there with them. The things they learn is gone away. So for them speaking their voice, we need a more interpreter. We have lots of issue in Hamsar, especially with the GP, and then bigger hospital as well, sir, because not enough interpreter. Even the reception, they cannot express. And very big problem. So we are working on it, sir. Not only Nepalese community, even I find British community as well.
Well, Kamal, I like what you say. You're doing. Things have moved forward.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I get from what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
You've been at the forefront of changes.
Yes, sir.
Getting the Queen's Award.
Yes, sir.
Putting more community work in with the Eastleigh group, the
Mela, yes, sir.
Southampton,
Mela,
Hampshire.
Yes.
So quite a lot of changes.
Yes,
and
yes.
It sounds progressive.
Yes, sir. Really. Yes. Everybody have to put. There is no only you bag. It has to be. I always said, proof and pudding. You do, then you speak. No point to speak and nothing you'd have done.
Right.
So do the job, then speak,
Thank you so much. We were joined by Mr. Kamal Bahadur Purja, a retired Gurkha and currently working in Southampton and Hampshire as an interpreter and translator. Thank you so much.